Technical analysis using a phone versus a computer for trading and investing. This question about whether to conduct technical analysis using a smartphone or a computer has been covered by many others over the last few years. But the answer really to this question is quite obvious. In my very humble opinion, it's best to analyze trading charts on your computer rather than on your phone. I've also been asked multiple times as to why I analyze charts on my phone for this particular channel, and really the answer to that question is that it's quite convenient for me, and it also gives me a break from spending hours and hours watching price action on my computer. However, I do all of my technical analysis on a computer every single day. The reality really is, while you can conduct technical analysis on your phone, it needs plenty of effort on your part because a phone is very limited compared to a computer. For the most part, I focus on about 8 trading pairs every day, and I analyze all charts from the weekly chart and all the way to about the 30-minute chart, which is where I enter most of my trades. Now imagine how long it would take me to analyze 8 different charts every day, from the weekly chart and all the way to the 30-minute chart. By the time I finalize everything, by the time I finish analyzing all of my pairs, I would be mentally tired, right? And also remember that trading and investing is mentally demanding and tiring, and you need to be mentally sharp every day in order to be a consistently profitable trader or investor. I also do understand that a lot of people actually work full-time and can't really open charts during working hours. And I would say that if you fall within this category of people, it's probably best for you to focus on only 3 pairs or less, depending on your strategy. Also, in closing, guys, I just wanted to go through the weekly chart of EUR USD just to show you guys, especially you new guys that are actually new to the channel, how I actually go about analyzing charts on my cell phone or on my smartphone, right? And so guys, let's not waste any further time and get straight into the actual technical analysis. And as I said, guys, I do my analysis from the weekly chart and all the way to the 30-minute chart, which is where I enter, and all of this is quite demanding, as I've said. And yeah, here we are on EUR USD, and we're on the weekly chart. And on the weekly chart, we have some very interesting price action movement, and in fact we can see that the market over here has been moving rather sideways, and it's a bit choppy, and chances are, in my very humble opinion, we may actually see the market move further down. Why do I say so? That is because, guys, if I can just add my channel, just bear with me. If we can just look at this channel over here, right, there we go. And another thing that I also want to point out is that the market had given us over here a double top. Unfortunately, the double top failed, where we saw price from this level move further up to stop hunt all those who entered on the second leg of that double top and place their stop losses below. And then we saw again the market move further down, and then in the future again we saw price from this level actually move further up again, right? As I said, guys, the move, or rather this whole move over here to the top, was a stop hunt. And that is because, guys, remember, whenever we have M structures or double tops, a lot of traders and investors actually sell on that second leg and they place their stop losses above. Hence we saw this move to the top to grab all of those stop losses. Now my anticipation really after seeing this entire move was that the market would move further down to close at around this level. Why do I say so? That is because also, guys, if you were to look at this area over here, you would see that at the bottom we have what is a bearish candlestick with a small body and quite a long lower wick, and you guys know that this means that we have a lot of money stuck here, and that's liquidity, in other words, right? As I said, guys, there's plenty of scope for the market to actually move further down from where it is. Another thing that I also want to bring to your attention is that as much as we had this smaller structure, the market at this point in time has also given us what seems to be a head and shoulders pattern, as you guys can see, with this side being the left shoulder, this being the head, and this area over here being the right hand shoulder, and it has a neckline at that point, right? So should price actually close below this channel over here and also close below this neckline, what I would do is then wait for the market to head up to the neckline to give it a test, and at that point where the neckline is where I would look for further sell opportunities. However, at this point in time, the market is still very much far off, and this particular move could take quite some months or even years to actually play itself out, right? So what else do we see? Another thing that I see on the weekly chart is that as much as we have this pattern over here, which is a head and shoulders pattern, we also have an overextended M structure over here, which has a neckline at that point. And again, it is an overextended M structure because the first leg, as I always say, is much lower than the second leg, and it also has, as I said, a neckline at that point. So again, should price close below that neckline as well as this trend line, we may potentially see the market actually move further down to play this particular part out, right? But we need confirmation. We can't just sell, we need confirmation. Another thing that I also want to bring to your attention is that we have this candlestick over here, and what it is again is a bullish candlestick with a small body and quite a long upper wick. Again, it tells us that we have a lot of money stuck there. The market is here for now, but it is quite possible that we may see price actually head up to grab all of that liquidity before actually moving further down, and this would actually give us a double top, as you guys can see. I hope you guys can see that. And again guys, what I'm doing at this point in time again is just speculating, and as I always say, I'm not necessarily saying that the market will unravel in the manner in which I'm describing. I'm just showing you some of the possible outcomes. But what else do we see guys in regards to this particular chart of Euro USD? Let me just see if we have anything here. And again, we have this pattern here, just bear with me, right? Let's have a look. There we go, right? Can you guys see how much effort it's taking me just to plot these trend lines on a on my mobile, right? And we can see that price almost got to that level, which would have given us a third rejection at that point, and at this point is where we would have sold, right? Or a lot of traders and investors would have sold, right? Anyway, from here I'm just gonna head down to the let's head down to the daily chart and see what's happening down there. And here we are on the daily chart. On the daily chart, remember we spoke about how the market had given us, if we can just zoom out, let me just zoom out a bit. Remember on the weekly chart we spoke about how the market had given us this huge head and shoulders pattern, right? And then again we spoke about, if I can just zoom in, how the market had given us this overextended double top, with this side being the first leg and this side being the second leg. And again, now that we are on the daily chart, we can also see that price has given us another smaller head and shoulders pattern, right? And remember what I said earlier, that there's plenty of scope for the market to move further down, so we may see the market move further down. However, having said that, remember that we also have that candlestick at the top that's carrying all of that liquidity, and I said to you guys that as much as there's plenty of scope for the market to move further down, we may see the market head up to test that level and then push further down to give us this double top. I hope you guys can see that. But let me just actually zoom out again. Let's see. Can you guys see how much effort it's taking me, guys, to do this, right? And here we are on the daily chart again. What else do we see, guys? I don't see much, although I want to point out that as much as we have this pattern, right, just also bear in mind that it is also an overextended double top again, with the side being the neckline, right? That's the first leg and that's the second leg, and we may actually see price, instead of actually heading up to that level, it may only head up to this level to test the neckline of that double top and then move further down, right? So what else do we see, guys, in regards to the daily chart? At this point I don't see much. Let's head down to the H4 chart, just bear with me. And here we are on the H4 chart, and again, just to recap, on the daily chart, remember I had mentioned that the market had given us an overextended M structure, which has a neckline at this point, and we said we may see price come back to the neckline, and the neckline is where we may see the market move further down. But again, on the H4 chart, we can see that we are indeed in a downward trending market, or a downward trajectory, and as far as the H4 chart goes, we should be looking for potential sell opportunities. However, having said that, as much as we should be looking for potential sell opportunities, I'm just gonna add my H4 channel, just bear with me. Just look at the amount of time and effort it's taking me to do this. There we go. Right, as much as, guys, as I said, we are in a downward trending market, and we should be looking for potential sell opportunities. Just bear in mind that the market has given us this double W structure, or double bottom, and it is quite possible that we may see price move all the way up. Right, remember on the daily chart I spoke about, if I can just zoom out a bit, I spoke about how we have the candlestick over here that's carrying all of that liquidity. We may see price actually head up, grab that liquidity, and then push further down to give us this nice double top. Can you guys see that? Right, but as far as the H4 chart goes, I would say that it is extremely choppy, and for that reason, at this point in time, I would not be investing in or trading Euro USD. Right, I would not do that at all, because also, as much as we have this double bottom over here, we also have this structure over here. Let me just show it to you, if I can just draw it. We also have another M formation there, which has a neckline there. Price went back to the neckline, and at that neckline we may see another reversal. Right, and that is because, guys, as I always say, when we have these double tops and price closes sufficiently below the neckline, we want to see it head up to the neckline to give it a test, and at that point is where we may look for potential buy opportunities, especially if the level aligns with any key numbers that we have in regards to the Fibonacci retracement tool. And in fact, let me just actually add a neckline to that structure, just bear with me. And I'm also going to utilize the Fibonacci retracement tool just to see if that neckline actually aligns with any key numbers that we have in regards to the tool. Let's have a look. Fibonacci, 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 just bear with me. And here we are. There we go. There goes our Fibonacci tool, right? And we can see that the neckline, which is over here of this overextended M structure, we could say aligns with the 50% Fibonacci retracement tool, right? And at this point would be a good area to look for potential sell opportunities, right? And in fact, we have confluence, right? We have confluence and confirmation, right? Number one, guys, remember, we have price or the market being in a downward trend, right? Number two, the market has given us this double top over here. Number three, price has closed sufficiently below the neckline of the double top, which is now a very strong level of resistance. Number four, price came back to that level of resistance, which is also, as I said, the neckline of that M structure. And number five, we have the neckline, which is over here, which is also a very strong level of resistance, aligns with the 50% Fibonacci retracement level. So we have many reasons for why at this point we may consider looking for potential sell opportunities. However, on my side, I would not sell, and the reason why I would not sell is that the market has given us an opposing structure, and that opposing structure is this double bottom over here. And just like with M structures, when we have these double bottoms, price may close sufficiently above the neckline, come back to the neckline to test it, and at that point is where we may see the market again move further up to that level that I spoke about on the daily chart. Remember, we have that candlestick somewhere here that's carrying all of that liquidity, and I said we may see price head up, grab that liquidity, and then move further down, right? So can you guys see how much time and effort it's taking me to analyze Euro USD on a cell phone? Now on my computer it would take me half the time, right? In fact, it would take me about 5 minutes just to do it, less than 5 minutes actually, because I've been doing this for for such a long time, right? But I'm just gonna stop here. I'm not gonna go down to the 30-minute chart. And yeah, guys, here we go, right? As I said, in conclusion, it is best to analyze your charts on your computer instead of your cell phone, because you're just going to waste time, and you can't really adequately analyze charts on your phone, right? Use your computer as much as you can, and peace out.